Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Marine and I'll be your host for today's live event. We are truly excited to be here with you for a very special moment in the history of our organization, the official launch of Technical Associates of Europe. Thank you for joining from different locations and time zones. To kick things off, I have the pleasure of welcoming two key voices who have been instrumental in this journey: Maxime Limbourg, VP Marketing at TAE, and Olivier Dangis, Director of Technical Associates of Europe. Hello guys, thank you both for being with us today.
Hi Marine.
Hi Marine.
We have a packed and inspiring program for you today, so let's jump right in it. Before we begin, here's a quick look at our agenda for the next 30 minutes. Here's our plan for this session. We'll start with the words from David and Jim Berry, who are retracing the history and future of Technical Associates. After that, Maxime and Olivier will each share valuable insights about our mission, vision, and the exciting European expansion. And finally, we'll close with a Q&A session where we'll answer your questions live. So please feel free to drop your question in the chat at any time. If you struggle writing your comment, you need to link your Google account to your YouTube account. To do so, you need to create a YouTube channel. Don't worry, you don't need to be a YouTuber. Simply click on the little picture of you on the top right of your screen and then create a YouTube channel. And you're done and all ready to comment. Let's take a moment to hear from two people whose vision and dedication shaped the foundation of Technical Associates. Please welcome David and Jim Berry. David, Jim, over to you.
Hi, my name is Jim Berry with Technical Associates of Charlotte. I'm the former president. My father and mother started this company in 1961. In 1974, I finally graduated from North Carolina State University. In 1978, my wife joined me at TAE. Her name is Wanda. In 1982, I went to something which really lit my fire. And this was a seminar taught by Bill Randall from B&K in Denmark. He taught a seminar on rotating machinery vibration analysis. Boy, did it ever get me going. So off we went into the field, began taking vibration analysis after we practiced quite a bit there in the office. And for about the next 40 years, we did a tremendous amount of vibration analysis, condition monitoring programs, modal analysis, a whole series of things, diagnostic tests. Next, 1987 came along, and I felt like I was called to do teaching. I went to one of these seminars again, and the person that was there actually told me after the class, "You need to be teaching." And he said, "Oh yeah, you really do know your vibration analysis." So I began writing 2 of my 5 books, textbooks. Now today, those would be called ISO categories 2 and 3. Okay, 1989 rolled around. Something behind me in the back. It's called the Illustrated Vibration Diagnostic Chart. Wow. That was a revelation that occurred one night at around 5 a.m. And our students came along and said, "You know, we love the wall chart, but it's hard to carry the wall chart out into the plant. So I'll tell you what, is there any way you could put that into a handbook that we could put in our pocket?" Well, that's where it began. The pocket wall chart came to being. We had this idea that it's about time that we evaluate vibration analysis and vibration analysts, engineers, technicians in the field. There's 2 different companies that came upon us, and off we went. We started evaluating plants all over the nation, and in no time at all, 3 years, certification was born. Vibration Analyst Certification. In fact, Technical Associates of Charlotte was the first company in the world to come up with Vibration Analyst Certification. But ISO came around in the early 2000s, and they came out with different standards called ISO 17024, that's 17024, as well as 18436-1 and -2. We decided we wanted to stand throughout the world. So we began the ISO categories 1, 2, 3, and finally ISO category 4. Beginning in 2006, that's when we came out with ISO certification. We have now had the tremendous privilege of training 28,700, about 28,700 vibration analysts worldwide, and we've also been able to certify 18,700 analysts. In 2013, someone to my right, named David, joined our company. He said, "Dad, you see there's other things called, motor current analysis and motion amplification and infrared thermography, ultrasound. There's other things that really don't count." Well, yes, they do. He expanded our whole sphere of condition monitoring to encompass 5 different technologies. I think it's around 2010, 2011. His sister, Angela, joined us as well. And she brought a whole different set of talents and visions. Her visions of things. Our training became a whole different level of training. It ascended to a whole different level of training, and we encompassed more training than just vibration. Now we started training in lubrication analysis. But as of 2 years ago, in March of 2023, someone joined us, and that someone is named I Care Reliability. And I'll turn that over to my son, David, who will take it from here.
Sure. As Dad said, my name is David Berry, General Manager at Technical Associates of Charlotte. When I came, we added technologies, we improved our certification and our training, we got branded, and then in 2023, we were approached and partnered with I Care Reliability, who is a full-service company, which was very interesting for us to be able to partner with because they have services and hardware, and to add that to the training side of Technical Associates, so that now we're all under the one umbrella of iCare, and they're excited to see where that can go. So we've been teaching internationally for a little while, but it's still under the Technical Associates of Charlotte brand. But we're now excited to be able to say that that we're going to be starting what's going to be called the Technical Associates of Europe. It's going to be based out of Belgium, and where our iCare headquarters is out of, and we're excited to see how that's going to help us grow the brand to kind of follow the story of the history of what Dad was just saying, to see kind of what my grandparents started in just a little duplex house, to see where it can go. And we're excited to see.
Technical Associates of Europe. Boy, that's something else.
Absolutely.
You better believe it. And now we're going to expand not only in Europe, I believe Technical Associates of Europe is going to carry vibration analysis worldwide. That's amazing to me. When it came to the end of my career, we began to look, my wife and I, Wanda, and you know what? It may be time to think about retirement, but we wanted to leave it in the hands of a company that really, truly valued it. And not only truly valued it, but likewise, truly value our employees. And that is exactly, and I mean this, we talked to I Care Reliability, and this person gave his word they would take care of it, and he went further. I'd next challenge him and I Care, would you or would you not agree to go and put this in writing into a legal document? They did that, and they have kept their word. And our people are still very happy here. And not only that, they're taking us to horizons that we never would have envisioned alone.
Thank y'all so much for joining us today and listening to the history and the future of Technical Associates for Charlotte and Technical Associates of Europe.
And thank you. We enjoyed speaking with you and look forward to seeing you in the future.
A big thank you to David and Jim for these inspiring words and for reminding us how far we've come and how far we're going to be. Your leadership continues to guide this new chapter. Don't forget to ask your question in the chat. Now, let's turn back to Maxime. VP Marketing at iCare, who will walk us through the mission and vision that unite iCare and technical associates, and how this new European expansion aligns with a greater purpose. Maxime, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Marine. So maybe I will start with why did we acquire TAE of Charlotte? In fact, it's much more than an acquisition because we really wanted to build the future of reliability together. So let's talk about a new partnership. So TAE brings decades of field experience and training expertise, like you just saw on the beginning of the show. They had a really strong reputation in the US. And we were, most important thing, we were sharing the same value. Talking about the value, we are sharing the exact same one, which is changing the way the world performs, but especially the industries. Meaning that we want to help our customer to perform more with less waste. So do more with less. More performance means more production, less waste, less safety events. So we really want to help them to increase their reliability. And so TAE brings the methods and the trainings part, and iCare brings the technology, the IoT, the platform, and also the footprint. And together we help our customer to turn data into decision. So that's the reason why we really wanted to link our history. And so why did we decide to launch it now in Europe? It's quite easy to understand. We help customers in all different kind of industry over the whole Europe to increase their maturity level in terms of reliability, and it's really time to keep on track and to stay ahead of the competition in this very demanding and global landscape. So that's the reason we need to help our customer now and to launch this new Technical Associate of Europe organization. So we will help our customer to increase the maturity level of their team, helping them to do the right decision at the right moment, and it will help them to increase their reliability and to stay competitive. So that's the reason we need to launch it now and why in Europe. And what's next? It's quite simple. Thanks to the footprint of iCare, I just say that we have plenty of customers around Europe. We will bring TAE expertise through Europe quite easily among our customers, and we will also start to build expertise center everywhere in Europe to help them to increase their reliability. So that's what's next, in fact.
Thank you, Maxime, for this powerful and forward-looking vision. If you have any question, don't hesitate to use the comment section. And now, it's time to hear from someone who will play a central role in the next chapter of Technical Associates, our brand new director of TAE, Olivier Dangis. Tell us, Olivier, how does it feel to step into such an exciting challenge, leading the expansion of our training expertise across Europe?
Yeah, this is really exciting moment indeed to launch Technical Associates of Europe. And I remember when I started my career somewhere 30 years ago already, I was already aware at that moment of the importance of learning and training. And in our technological world, with constantly evolving technology, it's more than important today for maintenance people to be trained and to have this in their career path. And so that's the reason why TAE makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit more about the mission of TAE.
Okay, so we want, in fact, to empower industry professionals in order to drive Europe competitiveness through expertise. And in order to achieve that, we have built, and we wanted to build an independent, that is really important, training center serving all industries. And these trainings are tailored to European culture. And these are governed by the Technical Associates Board of Certification. And that's the reason why we came up with Technical Associates of Europe.
Given the rigorous certification requirements in the training field, how are certifications organized within TAE?
Yeah, when we're talking about a training center, we're talking about Technical Associates of Charlotte, we're talking about now Technical Associates of Europe, we have to define rules. And these rules are defined by an independent body called Technical Associates Board of Certification that will provide recognized ISO accredited certification for maintenance professional. And so that's the case today, TABOC for Europe and for Charlotte, and more to come in the future.
All right, we can't wait any longer. Tell us, what program does TAE have in store for us?
So in our training portfolio, we have 4 main pillars, and again, more to come in the future. The first one is about maintenance and reliability. The second one is about predictive maintenance technologies or condition-based monitoring techniques, plus corrective technologies, RCL, and then AI. When we're talking about maintenance and reliability, we're talking about 2 main training called Maintenance Management Leader and Reliability Engineering Leader, going in a global overview of what is maintenance and what is reliability engineering in the maintenance world. And if you want to go more in depth with more specific training, then you go with maintenance KPI, you go with budgeting, you go with RCA, you go with spare part management, and so forth. Our technological pillar is called PDM, and this is where you will find vibration analysis, infrared thermography, oil analysis, ultrasound, thanks to the acquisition that we did last year with SDT International. And all these trainings are certifying training according to the ISO 18436 standard, which is really important for us. The third one is called RCL, Reliability Centered Lubrication, and there as well we have the asset lubrication techniques, technician and asset lubrication analyst training, certifying training, plus other trainings like how to build a lubrication plant, for example. And the last one is about AI in maintenance, how to build a maintenance department based on data analysis and how to put a project in place so that it goes to the end. And that's the main purpose of these 3 training around AI.
And in what format will this training session be delivered?
Yeah, so today we have 3 formats, the public one, the private one, and the e-learning blended learning approach. Public one, you will find all information on our website, technical-associates.eu, where you can find our 2026 training schedule in all countries, in all languages, and these are about fixed program. If you go with a private approach, it means in-house training at your location with your people, and that can come with a standard and customized program. And most of the time, what we offer thereafter is a follow-up coaching, so that we can be sure that the implementation of the training that you receive can be done right after the training. In our last approach, e-learning blended learning approach, we are going to rely on our new platform, our e-learning platform, where you can find podcasts, videos, quizzes, text, and gamification, all well organized into training sessions. And you can learn them at your own pace. And you can meet also, you can have moment to meet the trainer, in fact, through a chat, for example.
Before we move forward, could you recap TAE's progress in 2025?
Yeah, so in 2025, we had close to 1,000 people trained, and out of these 1,000 people trained, we had 330 people for our certifying training, with a success rate at the exam of 89%. And all these training were spread over multiple languages, English, German, Dutch, French, and in multiple countries, Belgium, the Netherlands, France, Germany, Switzerland, UK, and also we manage and we organize training in Australia, out of Europe, in fact. So today we have 35 experienced trainers. They are still all active in industries, meaning that we want to have them bringing case studies and a live example together with the theory that we teach during our training sessions.
And what can we expect from TAE in 2026?
So in the future, we want to go with Spanish countries and Spain. And so we are entering a plan of translation of all our training into another language in Europe. And that is why it is so important to have all these languages, because we are covering all countries in Europe. And we're also going to go more into the detail and to the more in depth with the e-learning approach. And so you will have the chance, for example, to go with an exam, an online certifying exam through our platform.
Thank you so much, Olivier, for your vision and your clarity. We're all excited to see where you will take Technical Associates of Europe.
Thank you.
All right, now it's time for your questions. We've received many comments in the chat, so let's dive into our Q&A session. So, a first question from Maxime. Why create a European version of Technical Associates now?
Yeah, I think, like I explained, that competition is really high at the moment, and it's really worldwide. So we are a global company. So we see that in the US, Technical Associate of Charlotte has a really good footprint, and they are giving a lot of training. So that's we really need to all our European customers to keep on track and to stay ahead of the competition, like I said. So that's why we really wanted to launch Technical Associate of Europe, just to help our customers to keep the most of these trainings.
Another question for you, Maxime. How does this training center fit within the overall iCare Group strategy?
I think it's quite easy to understand and to see that's a really a perfect match, because they brings the methodology, they brings the how-to, let's say, and we will bring the IoT, we will bring the platform, we will bring the technology to use, and so that's really the perfect match. You need to follow the training, and then you will be able to take the most of what we can deliver in terms of PDM technologies at iCare.
Now a question for Olivier. What differentiates this from other global ISO certification providers?
Okay, so we wanted to have a European training center proposing certifying training, ISO-related training in Europe. And so I think that we are the first training center offering ISO certifying training in many countries and in many languages altogether, in fact.
And which ISO categories will be available at launch?
Okay, so what we have already today, we have in vibration, we have the Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, and Cat 4 in multiple languages. We have infrared thermography, we have ultrasound, we have oil analysis, and so these are all training related to the ISO standards. So we have them all already. Mm-hmm.
And how do you ensure instructors are certified at the appropriate level themselves?
All right, so we're talking about here the train-the-trainer programs. Of course, our trainers, they need to be certified, they need to be experienced, they need to, and that's really important to me, they need to have still alive in the industry so that they can bring more material on site. And so we have a train-the-trainer program just to be sure that the quality will stay and will be there.
Do you offer customized corporate training packages?
Yeah, that's part of our private training approach. And as a matter of example, we recently had a request from a mining industry asking for planning a scheduling training course, but dedicated to their site in Africa, in Europe, in the US, even in Argentina. And so we went there, we defined the program, and next year we will deploy it to all these sites. So that's really a corporate approach.
One more question for you, Maxime. How do you integrate iCare's AI or data solution into the training?
Like I think Olivier said and explained, we also build specific new training support to help them to take the most of that new, let's say, new maintenance, new way of doing the maintenance using AI stuff, IoT platform. And so we have also dedicated training session to help our customer to also take the train, because that's the time to take the train or to lose the chance, like we said.
Okay. Olivier, how will you ensure consistent quality across multiple locations and instructors?
Yeah, that's an important one, because we have multiple languages. We have to be sure that we mastering the content. So the content is managed, let's say, from technical associates here in Belgium. And so we want to be sure the content is spread over in all the countries, but the content is really mastered from here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They ask if it's possible to attend the training session online so we don't have to travel.
Yes, so that is through our e-learning platform that people can register, and then so they have a slot during a moment that we decide where they can learn at their own pace.
And someone is asking, where can he see the sessions scheduled in this country?
That's through our website, so technical-associates.eu, where you can find all our training schedule.
And he asks if he can register for a session as an individual.
That is also possible. Anybody can register, and that's also a remark that I can say for the ISO certifying training. These are all related to the person, so any individual can register, no problem.
And we'll finish with one last question, Olivier. How many years does a certification remain valid?
The certificate for the ISO standard, so the ISO 18436 certificate, they are valid 5 years.
Okay.
And they can be renewed after that, together with some rules that we want them to apply.
Well, thank you guys for your clever answers. And thank you all for your questions and your participation today. This launch marks a major milestone, and it's just the beginning. We're thrilled to see the growth of Technical Associates of Europe, and even more thrilled to have you by our side on this journey. A huge thank you to all of today's speakers and to everyone who made this event possible. Have a wonderful day, and see you soon for the next steps.